We're going to talk to you, Darren Bent, about Liverpool, right? There's a line, Dan, who works on the show. No, Dan. By the way, I mean, there's hangovers and there's hangovers. He's in a state today, isn't he? Where is Dan? He's in a world of trouble. But anyway, he has been reading the Sir Alex Ferguson autobiography, better late than never, and he found a line in it which was quite interesting. And then Ryan's a Liverpool fan, and we were talking about this in a meeting. I thought it was something we could put to you. So this is the line in Fergie's autobiography. It says, we identified 3 levels of players, those 30 and older, those roughly 23 to 30, and the younger ones coming in. The idea was that the younger players were developing and would meet the standards that older ones would set. Although I was always trying to disprove it, I believe that the cycle of a successful team lasts maybe 4 years, and then some changes need to be made. Listen, you've been in really, really good teams, and of course you've watched some outstanding teams as well. When you look at the Liverpool side, is it fresh enough? Does it need freshening up? Is that maybe one of the problems? When you look at the key area for Liverpool, you could argue is midfield, and they haven't really strengthened in that area for a long time, have they?
No, I mean, it's definitely. I definitely think you need to be freshening up. I mean, the window that's just gone, I know they've got Arthur in on loan. Okay, an older player. But when you look at some of the signings that they've made, he's not old, he's 26 years old, Arthur, but coming to the Premier League is like no other beast, as we know. Serie A is completely different. Even the level of the pace that you play at to the Premier League. They brought Carvalho in, good player, plays out wide. When you start looking at centre midfield, which is probably the area they need freshening up. I mean, the last time they signed up like a proper was when? 2021 season when they signed Thiago? And then before that, it was Naby Keita back in 18-19, and that same window they signed Fabinho. So I would say that's probably the one area that Liverpool would need to freshen up. And I remember certainly a couple of years ago when they had the likes of Wijnaldum. I think it was Fabinho, Henderson and Wijnaldum.
And the players you mentioned were younger as well.
They had their legs in there. I mean,
I think Wijnaldum was incredibly underrated.
Honestly,
I really
the way that them three used to hunt, and then you had the likes of Mane up top with Salah, Bobby Firmino. They always used to just hunt in packs. But as you said, 4 years is a long time in football. So, I mean, players get older. You do need to keep freshening up. And probably Liverpool would look at that. And that's why I expect I think you asked me at the start of the week maybe, you said about where would Jude Bellingham, what club do you think needs him?
I did ask you that.
I think Liverpool is the club that definitely need him. Because you put him in there all of a sudden now, young legs in there. Harvey Elliott can play in there. They're already starting to look to the next crop of players coming through. So, yeah, I think that's probably the one area they need freshening.
When you look at the back 5, that's pretty much done and dusted for the next how many years?
Well, Alisson's unbelievable goalkeeper. He's fine. Trent, Young, Robertson, yep. Again, he can go on for a little while.
Yeah. Virgil's what, 31?
Yeah.
Is that old nowadays?
Not the way that they look after themselves. So I think he'll be able to keep going for certainly a little bit of time. You'd have to say you got Matip there. Konate's only 23. So he's going to be there for a good...
Is it a big thing then for Liverpool or not? Because the two players that, you know, I look at their midfield, James Milner obviously is massively coming towards the end of his... And Henderson, it's such a ridiculous thing to say because no one is, but no one's getting any younger. So they're the players that are going to need to be replaced soon?
Not so much replaced because you can still keep these players around the squad. But you definitely need fresh legs in there. But not any old fresh legs. You need fresh legs of players of top quality.
Okay. You still think Liverpool got a chance of winning the Premier League?
No, I think City will win it, but they'll get in the top 4 Liverpool.
Without a doubt, yeah?
I think so.
Trophy or not?
Yeah, they've got too good of a squad to not win something. Okay.